special outreach to all the countries of the world which have the citizens. They even oftentimes have the educational level to rivalize, if not best it. What they don't have is the infrastructure that we have. We are providing these people with the infrastructure that they need. If there's anyone in this room who thinks the internet is not going to be the major cultural transforming device of our lives, much less the whole century, say it now. Because if you're not on the internet, you are off. If you are not making money from the internet, you cannot make money at all. What do you think about that? These are fairly momentous thoughts. We have these people that come in and say, oh, well, I'm on there a couple of hours a week. Good. Then you have marginalized yourself.
Mm-hmm. As Dr. Lant says, you have to change your mindset. Do you really want to have success? Well, there's certain things that you need to have. First, you need to have community like we have. You need to have the tools. You need to be continuously educated. That's right, people. You need to be educated. I call this program my master's degree in internet marketing because of the fact that I'm learning from masters, from millionaires like Dr. Jeffrey Lant, from George Kosh, and from Sandy. They all work together as a viable solution to help you. Who is helping you to grow?
Now, before I let you go on to take over my complete professorial standing, say your last word. Say your last word, and then we're going to bring Patrice up and begin Anything Goes. Your commentaries, Senor Professor.
As always, it's been a pleasure working with Dr. Lant and our community and reading the story about the importance of polar bears and also speaking my mind about what's going on here in the United States, but also the atrocities all over the world. Without further ado, Patrice Porter comes up.
You know, as you said, give us our opportunities. That is the most important thing of all. So many people on this earth are never given a chance. We give chances every day in large numbers. Now, Juan Leal, I have told you everything there is to tell you. You haven't joined us. I have nothing further to add to you now. Juan, you made such a lot of mistakes. Monitors can't tell time. If we did that, we'd never be doing anything. Well, now, I have the distinguished university professor Howard Martell, late of the history department, now university professor. By the way, university professors are the creme de la creme at Harvard. They are the big ticket thinkers. This is Anything Goes. It's a program that was designed to educate and affront. We drive a lot of people crazy. We like a pun in the face. We tell it like it is. Its name is Anything Goes. We want to thank Cole Porter, that mischievous lad, for inventing it. In olden days, a glimpse of stockings looked upon as something God knows anything goes. It's true. So we deal with technology issues, but we also deal with every other kind of issue that pertains to us. It goes back to the Roman philosopher Virgil. That which pertains to man is not foreign to me. In other words, if it pertains to the human animal in all its manifestations, then it pertains to all of us. I find it extraordinary that people in an age when the creme de la creme of intellectual leadership is saying there shouldn't be just a history department and an English department and a French department. They should be brought together so that people don't learn separately, but they learn in terms of what collates, what text with everything. I'm totally in favor of these thematic programs. They do so much better than memorizing a lot of dates and things. Monsieur Professor, have you got some comment about that? I called Mr. Aimé Josette, Monsieur le Député, for his impending rise to power structure. Okay?
Well, as always, it's been a pleasure working with Dr. Lant as I go on to this third hour here. This is what people do. Even if though you're tired of doing your promotion, if you do what is required, if you're tired like Dr. Lant when he writes, the fact of it is he's superhuman when it comes to his mind, his attention to seed, and we all try to emulate it in some fashion. That's when promotion comes. That's when the list building comes in. That's when the inspiration comes in to write a great landing page.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that for a minute, because this is important. These people don't get this. John Husky, you asked me how to listen to what you are saying. Anything goes. Well, you listen to it. You're doing it right now. Are you hearing us? Because if you're hearing us, you're listening to Anything Goes. Patrice Porter, out of the kindness of her heart, records them every day. by the way, we have you might call it a floating crap game of tens of thousands of listeners out there who appreciate the intensity, the passion, the truth, the honorability of what we say, and just the plain fun with which we approach this. The bottom line is we can change the world and have fun and not, we hope, people come into our house and beheading us. I want to say about writing. I think every writer is crazy. I mean, I start from the supposition that every artist, which includes a subsection of writers, is crazy. And we all have our really quirky habits and our totem poles and our stuffed animals that we hold when we're having it. We are quirky to a degree. My quirkiness extends to the fact that I write a great deal in the night. It's quieter, and we have such a team of World Profit monitors. Those of you who have never seen World Profit at night, you must go. It's like a cabaret. First of all, we play a lot of good music. Secondly of all, we're talking to people all over the globe that are in their particular prime time zones. Third, the people are extremely bright, and they're wicked funny, wicked cool. They come up in the night, and it is a true family. I have never seen, much less on the internet, another organization of such collaboration. I created, over the course of many years, what I call the Writers' School, the Writers' Helpers. These are the Writers' Aides. These are the people, and I scream, "Hey, what's the spelling of Sun City, Idaho? How many people live in Sun City?" Goes and looks, it expedites the creation of prose, because I write with building blocks missing. Today I saw Howard Space and lecture World Profit Space, and those spaces are to be filled by a specific thing. The new monitors, the new members of the writers group, always miss it. They always give me, well, let's see, World Profit has 4,000 million gigabytes of it. No, I just asked you, where are their street at? They're so anxious to help that they bury me in extraneous information which I don't need. I probably am the only writer in the history of civilization that writes with these, first of all, on an internet screen. Who else is doing that? Right before the world. Every comma, bell, book, and candle is all up there when I'm changing something around, when I'm daydreaming, when I'm dawdling, when I'm playing, trying hard to think of something worthy of being said. It's all unique. Again, another aspect of World Profit and how we work. How does it work? Paul, you clearly did not watch the video. I want you to click on the green box and watch the video. That's mandatory. Same thing for Fidelis. Fidelis keeps, and I'm going to speak specifically. You did that? Well, then you're coming to the next stage. Howard and I, in about 3 minutes, are going to make the official offer. It is an offer designed to knock your socks off. And let me say, if I might, I am the CEO and the co-founder, and the chief goad and kicker in the buttski. I am the guy that does not accept guff. Howard, undoubtedly, when he was in the Navy, served under such captains. They are the best of their breed. They are honest and fair, and they kick you right where they go, and without any back talk. Right? You probably saw a few of those officers, right? Most of them end up as admirals, and we love them for that. Here's the deal. First of all, the writers group is a unique team, and when I bring writers from all over the world to visit me into here, they go, "Where can I get one? This is..." Writers almost cry, dropping to their knees, saying, "I want one of my own." They say, how can I get one? I can take these by me. Go get your own. It makes the production material a dream, much faster. Content is king. But also speedy content is the ultimate king. You want to get your message out as early as possible, as thoroughly as possible. You want to say, because you're a member of the writers team, what do we do, and what makes the night? Before we give the offer, I want to talk a little bit about the night. We have 24-hour a day, 365-day a year things going on in this place, including getting people to the silver package so that they can participate in the growth of the internet. Please do not think for 1 second that you can do it alone. If you think that, the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to kick you out. I do not, and I feel the time has passed when adherents to that idiotic point of view should have long since died. We must understand this is not something you can do alone. You don't have the technical skills. And if I may use myself as an example, you don't have my skills. 4 degrees, 2 from Harvard, 20 books. You don't, 45 years of experience in education, marketing, public relations. You don't have that kind of skill. Juan,
that is so true.
Told you every day, Juan, we tell you the same thing, and every day is another opportunity to be lost. Click on the red box and join us now. Juan Rojo, that means red, which is what I'm seeing. When I see a person like Juan Leal come day after day after day, first of all, I realize he's a nutcase. He is a certifiable marketing kook. You don't need to come every day for 50 days in a row, 75 days in a row to figure out what's happening. We make it extremely clear what you need to do and when you have to do it and how you have to do it. Is that right? Am I right?
That's right. That's right. That is right.
Now, what we're going to do, we're going to make the offer to Denny, who probably is not real, Juan Leal, who is only all too real, and to Paul. Paul, are you listening in? Do you hear me? Paul, do you hear me? We're doing this for you. Now, before we do this, I'm going to ask one more question. Do you have $100 to get started so that if you like what you see, and I guarantee you will, that you are then prepared to go ahead? Do you have $100? And now the rubber hits the fan, or whatever rubber hits. Road. Okay, Paul. Yes. Now let me ask you a question. How do you expect to build a profit-making internet business with no money? Not even $100. How do you expect to do that? Tell me. I'm keen on creative finance. This was like the most creative financing in the whole history of the world. Slowly would be a speed demon. You're not going to move at all, except you're going to be like the Titanic, 3 minutes under. Okay, Paul, I am in a position, along with Howard Martell, to save you from favors. You want to know how we're going to do it? Give me permission to be candid and blunt with you, and I'm going to tell you how to change your life right now. If you don't give me that permission. And friends, you see, I've been arrogant. I asked them for their permission, and then I like, wham! World War III right on their head. Okay, Paul, here's the deal. What town do you live in? Where do you live? You live in, is AUST Austria, I presume? Now, Paul, don't use these absurd abbreviations. Try to aim for ultimate universal clarity, not Ost. Ost is not a country. Austria is one of the proudest countries in the world. I collect Austrian art, so I know. Asian. Excuse me, where do you live? You got down Ost, Australia. Let's try to go back. What town do you live in? Let's try to nail this down. I thought it was Austria. Easy to make that mistake when it's spelled the same way up to a point. Paul, what town do you live in? Brisbane. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now, you know very well that for anyone in Australia, you cannot earn a living wage. So you've got your Prince people who play croquet. And don't they play it well, too? Or bowls on the greens. But then you got the people who are eating kangaroo meat, which is a bad thing, especially bad for the kangaroos. Paul, I am going to enable you to make money outside of Brisbane and outside of Australia. You interested? You want to know the secrets to making that happen? And members, I call upon you. Do I know the secrets of making him money outside of Brisbane, Australia? Do I know, Howard? Have you watched me day after day, month after month, year after year, going laboriously through the process with each and every person? Well, Paul, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Very well. Here's what I'm going to do for you. Today, what time is it in Australia? Time and date. Well, we looked at the world as the world is meant to be looked at, which is a series of jurisdictions of different time zones and places. It is 4:15 a.m. what day? Sunday? All right, now that's perfect. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you until midnight, Monday night, to get together, 99 midnight, your local time, Monday. During this time between now and then, you are charged with the responsibility of finding $99.95. There's no contract. If you don't do it, there's no penalty, except the penalty is grave, and you just won't make any money from it. So, I want to make sure that Howard wasn't reinterpreting the Bible here. You've got until midnight Monday. Write it down. We're going to give you, if you return here by midnight Monday, you're going to get the entire offer, which I think, for the sake of clarity, we're going to read. Howard's going to start reading in a minute. And you will get all the bonuses that pertain to that, and you'll be starting making money immediately. Now, don't go away. We're not finished with you yet. Au contraire. You've got to put your phone number on the screen, your country code. I'm sorry, the telephone international operator code 1011, the country code, and then, of course, the phone number itself. That must go on the screen or we have no deal. Additionally, you're going to want to post this site under the category of books, bookmark. You're going to want to bookmark this site. Well, Howard, don't ask me to read any of this because, as you see, I'm saving the world is a very strenuous occupation. Has anyone noticed? If you're not dead tired every day, there's something wrong with you in your life. Never mind. Carry on, Howard.
Alrighty. You say you finished our silver membership presentation video. Great. Then you already know the awesome offer we got for you if you order in the next 10 minutes. You get a $1,500 bonus off of making the video, plus you can e-blast any website or offer to 90,000 subscribers every month. You get over 500 name pages and over 1,500 real traffic sources. Also, our highly skilled monitors will start closing sales for you today without ever charging you anything. Finally, commission is from 20 to 100%. Or you can click on that blue hyperlink to order now. This offer is made once and once only. Wait, there's still so much more. Attention, Internet marketers. This is absolutely spectacular. A money-making machine. Now you can have your very own 50,000 product Amazon store on your site worth $397. You will be on one of the very first, anywhere in the world with this incredible feature. No, that was Howard Cosell.
Oh, no, it wasn't the last. Good for Cosell, bad for you. Carry on.
I thought it sounded good. You will be one
that,
of the
ladies and gentlemen,
first, the very first, anywhere in the world with this incredible feature. Moreover, we will train you in detail how to squeeze the most money from this store. This comes with our highest recommendation, and quite frankly, you'd be crazy not to grab it. Click on the red box and order now. Your Amazon store is included. Bonuses also include 50 associate members placed under you immediately. But wait, there's still more. If you upgrade to our silver membership now, you also get over 500 landing pages, over 1,500 real traffic sources, sales closing 24 hours a day, over 100 plus training lessons, and 50 members placed under you now. Email blast to 90,000 per month, and over 100,000 ad credits per month. 3 Facebook marketing courses on how to generate thousands of leads using Facebook marketing tactics. Remember, you can use these resources to generate leads and traffic for any business. Upgrade to the silver membership now. You can be on your way to earning consistent income now. Your package includes traffic, leads, trusted advertising sources, a comprehensive online trading program, plus sales closing assistance 24 hours a day. No other company offers you this. World Profit's ironclad backing is based on our 20-plus years in business. Upgrade to the silver membership now to receive the bonus offer with all privileges and exclusive freebies. Now, if you scroll to the top of the page for the 99 members and guests, you'll see that you also get 700,000 SEO ad submissions, paid subscription for 90 days.
Hello?
I'm sure Dr.
Hello,
has some
ladies and
more goodies.
the first person that places an order right now, and no one else, 100 associates. First person placing an order. And if I were you people, I'd drop everything, including your pants if necessary, that red order form. 100 additional customers, plus my 19th book, Net Profits. And this is not a book. This is a strategy for exactly how to make money. No ifs, no ands, or buts. It is exactly what you do. It's the map that shows you the treasure. Now, who's going to be next, Howard? We're going to have Denis, who probably is dead. Julie, it could be you. And what is that? Mufti. Well, that's going to be one of our special outreach. First person to place an order right here, right now, gets the whole ball of wax. The rest of you get 50 customers, not 100. So, do we have a musical chair game going on around here now? Goody, goody, gumdrops. You know, every once in a while, someone will write on the screen that's like, I don't like pressure. I said, really? The whole earth is dependent on pressure. You let the pressure go for the earth, and we all we're burned to death in lava. Mm-hmm. Pressure is the name of the game for everything that we do. Deadlines,
everything
pressure,
has a pressure point.
Birth, everything. We had a really lame brain the other day. I hate to say it like this with our customers, but I don't believe in credit. I don't use credit. I don't believe in it. It's a communist plot. I said, well, actually, you better change that to communist to something more updated. Why don't you change it to Disneyland or something? I said, did you have a car? Paid for by cash. How long did it take? 14 years. I said, that's great. 14 years he drives the wrong vehicle. Everything that was wrong with the way people think was embodied in this one human being. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. Everyone jumped on him. It was actually rather fun in a rather macabre way. Now we're waiting for Maria. We're waiting for the Mufti. And I'm having a message for John Hamadelsky. And Peter Sauer, should he be here? If I call your name, I'm not just whistling Dixie. In fact, at the rate my mouth is drying up, I'm not whistling anything. Can I please have some people come out here and accept the help that I'm going to give you, like it or not? And we now have Valentin. Valentin, I know you, we've spoken before. Denny, Maria, if you don't respond, you don't get the goodies. Not now, but forever. I am very, very determined that we will not waste our resources on people who are coming in here 50, 100, 150 times. It's a joke. What do you want to say about that? You've encountered the phenomenon of the hordes of knuckleheads.
Yes. And I think what it is a lot of people don't have that inner belief system. You need to. I was listening to Les Brown, and you know who Les Brown is. It is possible. He has some great motivational videos, and Wah has created landing pages to be able to capture the audience, but also to capture maximum profitability when it comes to uplifting messages about hope, about it is possible. It's possible about anything that you do in life. It's going to take work.
Les Brown and I are on opposite sides of the Great Divide. He believes in motivation. I do not. I do not believe that motivation is put on a person from outside. I believe it makes it. Mm-hmm. I believe in process. It comes out of this. If you want to go to England, you want to know how to get there from the cheapest and most safe way, right? Then you need process. You do not need more. Oh, you could go to England. Hey, you could go to England today. On a ship, on a plane, and you could have double peanuts in economy class. That's what the Les Browns of the world teach. I say, people, here are 8 things you need to know. This is where you look for the market. This is how to secure a discount on your tickets. This is how to secure your luggage. This is how to pick up your chauffeur in London. I'm a fanatic for fact. Fact. I'm not denigrating Les Brown. He's a fine speaker. I just wish to have that he wasn't pushing motivation. I went to a Zig Ziglar one day, and I'm sure all of you know him. Gave me a pair of tickets to go to one of his. Gave me as his because he said I needed to be reformed, and I said, "Well, I tell you, so we'll see about that." So I went. Well, I went, and after the program, and it was glitter, and it was hallelujah, and it was you could do it. So my friend and I went out to the parking lot with our little handy-dandy pads, started asking people, what did you actually learn tonight? And a boy who was about 20, young man, 22 years old or so, said, he looked at me, he dumbly said, like, this is full concept. I said, yeah, what did you learn from Ziegler about enhancing your life? And he didn't know. These speakers catch you up in the environment of success. They know the lingo. They know which buttons to press. In the final analysis, you don't need buttons to press. You need details. You need to know how, like let's take the polar bears. You need to know how to save a polar bear. Save one, you can save 1,000,000. And you do that so that the steps are crystal clear. What is brilliant about George Kosh is not that he gets, I'm George Kosh, I was a captain in the Canadian Air Force, and I can fly higher than all you. No. This is, first of all, he's amazingly spoken, and he says this, he says, here's what we're talking about today, here are the 3 steps. This. You do it, and you get the results. You don't do it, and you don't get the results, and it's not about motivation, it's about process. Process, people, that's where it's at. This is a process company. It's not a motivational company. We believe that you can supply your own motivation. You could get up in the morning and say, rah, 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 rah.
Of course,
I get up in the morning and go, another 3 pages today. It's a totally different thing.
Oh, definitely.
And for years.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
On the speaker circuit with me, and everybody else was rah, rah, rah. But I'll tell you this funny story. My books on marketing, public relations, it's changed the industry. I would not allow people to allow motivation to be the key variable. It's not. It's process. Knowing when and how to do a thing that is to your benefit. That's it. Don't spend cookie money on Les Brown, although he's a lovely person. I'm absolutely sure that if you go to Les Brown's house and you look under the couch, that my belt looks there. You'd be amazed at how many of these motivational thinkers instinctively understand the better idea. The better idea is, here are the 3 things you need to do. Now, apropos of that, I want to speak to Denny. Denny, you have been useless all day. Here's my process for you. Come in, watch the video, and we'll have an earnest attempt to salvage your ticket. Comments? Well, we're just about... Are we finished? No, wait.
No, we had half an hour still.
No, we're halfway. Am I hopeful?
We're halfway there. Well,
I think
I totally agree upon it. But what I like doing when I'm doing my work tedious, whatever I'm doing promotion, I like to listen to something uplifting and stuff. And whether it's music, whether it's something...
Excuse me, you want to listen to something uplifting? Put your bank account numbers on a DVD and play it at night before you go to bed. That's uplifting. These things.
Well, my bank account is looking good right now. But not even close to your bank account numbers.
If you want to be motivated by something which is tangible, valuable, real. Don't fall for say, everyone. I'm a very, as you know, rambunctious and argumentative, disputatious, and unyielding author. I will not allow anyone to beat me down. So I get up there and people say, you can be anything you want. If you want to be the president, you can be the president. Sure, one person or every 25 in a century can be the president. I think it's unwise. I think it's unfair. I think it's completely stupid from an education point that people say that kind of thing when we should say, look, the average for you is such and such a thing. If you want to exceed the average, here's how to do. Make the playing field at least quasi-winnable. Don't stack it against these people who aim for to be president and end up at Burger King. No. I will tell you another story as well.
You just give me an idea for a landing page.
Well, of course I give it. Every time I open my mouth, I give someone ideas. That's the peril of being me. I was in Los Angeles doing some media one day, and my lunchtime date was with the Beverly Hills Rotary Club. Now, for friends, dear friends, if you have not seen Beverly Hills Rotary Club, you do not know the meaning of opulence. And we had been on one of the FM radio station that morning, and the reason we went there was because my mother liked the news, the guy, the announcer, and she wanted to meet him. So of course they kibitzed. They lived together. Yep. So I'm late, and I walked into the Rotary Club, and the people, the organizers, were absolutely at a conniption stage. They were scared that I was trapped. And we didn't have cell phones in those days, people. We didn't have Skype. What we had was telephones that didn't go where you wanted them to go. They were not moving. So I got up, and I wanted, and first of all, the food looked for once completely wonderful. And they said, "You don't have time to eat, kid. Just get up there. This is the United States of America, isn't it? We're the land of the whole, and the home of the brave, and the land of the free. Do you have any clue about what your children are learning about the basis for this society in their school? Do you know what they learn about capitalism and plutocrats and all the organizing of money to build great structures to change a nation? You don't know, and they don't know either, because it's not in your schools, and you have allowed this to happen." Oh, there was pandemonium. It was wonderful. And there wasn't a word about motivation. It was all about, you want that? This is what you do. This is how you change the curriculum. This is how you change the school board so that you get the people in there who need to be there. This is how you change books. Fact, 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 fact. Difficult, tedious, boring. Progress is dull until you get there, till you get to the end, which is a wall. That was worth doing. What do you think?
Oh, I totally agree upon it. It's
see, I got him out of my hand. Oh, it's just a thrill. Whenever I'm down, I just play a few of my isms on Howard.
No, you speak the truth, Dr. Lant, and I totally agree with what you're saying. We're sabotaging, especially people online, if they don't have the continuous education. They don't have the determination. They don't have the tools to know how to properly leverage themselves and squeeze the profits out, as you talk about it in one of our offers. The fact of it is that this is the place to be if you want to make money online multiple ways. I'm living proof this works. If I wasn't making money, you think I would be up here wasting my time with Dr. Lant? No,
people are really funny
because
about that.
I enjoy.
As if I could coerce people to lie. I find, as always, no one gets to say something stupid around me without my barking at it and biting their head off. I mean, that goes without saying. Person says, Howard Martell, he's just a stooge. He's just a stooge, Let me get rid of this phone. Oh.
As Dr. Lant is working on that, the fact of it is, people, if you want to have success on the internet, you need what we have here, plain and simple. It's
not
a community that's unique.
Because America is built on a rah-rah mentality. Did we not all go to pep rallies? Were we not imbued with the Go Team Go spirit? And the Beach Boys singing, "My School"? I mean, we live in a rah-rah universe which doesn't take into account the fact that success, any success, is the culminating result of hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe more individual efforts, individual acts, individual steps, individual changings of mind, organizations, all of it. In which case, I'm going to give you something that you're going to just love. But first, we'll talk to Carl Johansson. Carl, good day to you, sir. Come in and say hello to us. I, for one, have reached a fire breaking point with these people who come in and say, "I don't need to know anything. I can learn it all." Now let's put this. What do I want to say? What do they put in the hearts of Dracula? What's that thing? What do we put in the vampires' heart? Oh, garlic.
Not garlic. I mean, a spike. A wooden spike.
No, not a spike. It's not called a spike. Whatever it's called, whatever goes into the heart of Dracula, we have to do this for these motivators. Motivation is not the key and never will be the key. It is knowing the precise steps. And if I were a parent or grandparent or whatever, I'd be making sure that those kids were not given a bunch of guff about the rah-rah-ree, kick them in the knee variety. I want them to say, tell me, all right, kiddo, you're 8 years old, tell me how to turn on a computer and transfer a file. By the way, they know how to do that. We're in the most remarkable squeeze play in the history of the world right now. Listen to this. For the first time in human events, young people control the circuit board of opportunities. You can be 6 years old, 8-year-old. Every day in the newspapers we find people who are 8 bringing down governments, building networks of all kinds, various kinds. This never happened before. So it places the people who are in the middle of the squeeze play in a difficult position because they're not old enough yet to be on Social Security, and they're not young enough. That's what was taken by their parents. So we have a lot of place at the wrong time. That's unique. That's a fun statistic to play with. You want to say anything about that?
It's the truth. These kids they've grown up with technology. And some people, especially the older, the baby boomers, they're kind of afraid of technology. You know, they're used to
baby.
Using the old phone.
Every time my plug comes out of the wall, I faint. George, my plug is out of the wall. I think what's really interesting was, and being that I'm a baby boomer, I am more than qualified to speak on this issue. I think that baby boomers thought that they had wrapped up the title for absolutely everything. If there wasn't going to be anything on this earth that they did know more, etc., literally seen and all the rest. And that quickly proved to be ridiculous. One of the early people who challenged that was Nathan Pusey during his last term as president of Harvard. When I came in as a first-year student at Harvard, he was in his last year as president. And my mother came, I got a master's degree that year. My mother came from California. We went to the event in the Tercentennial Theater outside the gate, which is right across the street from where I'm talking to you, by the way. And President Pusey got up and said, "You are not." And it was just, and he was a very soft-spoken man who was a classicist, student of Greece and Rome. And he said, "You are not the brightest generation that has ever come to Harvard or the nation." And he went on this and everyone went, "Whoa!" And I turned to my mother and said, "You have now just heard a great speech, a great idea, and in the perfect position, perfect place to hear it. What could be better?" And in the midst of the creme de la creme of American electoral in the academy, it was brilliant. It was incendiary. It was angry. It was a wonderful speech. I tried to get the speech from Harvard to quote in my book, and they said they didn't have a copy of it. I mean, I just went, "What? You don't have a copy of the address of the president as final?" "Well, I don't know where it is, sir." Howard, that is a bad thing, a very bad thing. Now, we're carrying on with Carl Johansson. Carl, you're not following the directions. Would you please come down and say hello to Howard Martell and to me, Dr. Lant, the CEO? Why are we telling this story? By the way, I just hung up on my favorite person, Michael Harris. Must be doing something with his computer, but I just hung up the phone on it. Poor Mikey. Michael, remember about Anything Goes? We'll pick him up on the flip side. Now, I have some more words for John Hamadowski. John, come hither. Now, John Hamadowski is a representative of a fast-fading part of America that was once a great part of America. He was in the steel industry in the state of Wisconsin, I believe, or Minnesota. John Hamadowski, are you there? You just let me know. You put your name there on the screen, and I have something to tell you. Another CEO does this, in the middle of a Saturday. It doesn't happen. That's this. John Hamadowski, are you there? John Hamadowski, trying it again. Are you here? And Carl Johansson, where are you, Carl? We want to help you out. We can't do it if you don't respond. The greatest thing about Anything Goes is that it keeps me from getting ulcers. I give ulcers, I don't get them. Never have you seen a cleaner duodenal tract than mine. It's completely spotless, absolutely elementary, dear Watson. It's all because I don't internalize this stuff. If there's something to say, say it. If somebody doesn't like it, let them say it. But unfortunately, what happens is that I'll say such and somebody will make some anonymous comment. That we don't allow. That's cowardly.
We call that,
and
what would you call it, trolls?
Oh, the trolls are people who live in the basements. George Bush identified them. And they live in their underwear. They smell and they talk, and they're surrounded by cigarettes. That's true. They're surrounded by all the debris of chocolate, wrappers and cans of beans they have eaten and a few dead roaches. They live in the basement and they live to confound. That's their goal. Their goal is to disrupt civilization. And they're sick. They can do it. What would we be saying about the North situation if it had not been the United States as part of the consortium which brought down North Korea through internet connection? What would it be if it were two 17-year-olds in Saskatchewan? What would we done then? But that's where we are. Our whole civilization is fragile. George told me this, oh gosh, I don't remember how many, it was 15 years ago. One day, the internet was gone. We woke up, and I called, George, the grids have stolen the internet, it's gone. It so happened that a delivery truck, had plowed into the one totem pole, that's what they call it, for the telephone system. And it brought the whole of the Canadian, they had a special name for it, line or whatever it was, to its knees. It was gone. If you were running a civilization based on security, and one drunken bum driving a bum of a truck can bring it down, you know you have a problem. And so since that moment, every government and every agency has struggled with the proposition that it is secure. It ain't secure. There's nothing secure. Our security level dropped to next to nothing. Get used to it, people. I've heard people say, I'm not going to go there.
This is just the start. We have the grid.
This is just the start.
That they've known for many years. It's going to cost, that was on the news, $500 million to fix the grid and secure it for potential attacks. That's what's really going to, it's going to be a cyber war. It's not going to be a physical hand-to-hand or ships and military. It's going to be cyber. And that's why I'm in the field I am, because my job is to secure the networks possibly, for those things as much as I can.
Okay, if you believe that, and I believe that, and our members believe that, then we must be telling people like Carl Johansson, who is not cooperating, Carl, you're trying to beat the devil. It's not going to work. You don't have the resources, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the willingness to learn. You're a basket case. You come in here and try to scrape off a couple of free ads, and you think that's the way to go. It ain't the way to go. The way to go is to recognize, to say to yourself, here's where I want my empire to be on the net, and then grow it. Because empires are being grown, and like our tilt to the east. That is a brilliant recognition of the fact that the demographics of the internet have changed dramatically, and our enterprises are changing even more so. I want to be the Pied Piper of those people. I want Josh to be the technician of choice in Nepal, in India, in Bangladesh, Urshkush, in Baluchistan, and all the other countries. Listen to me, folks. This is the cutting edge. If you don't grasp it, what are you going to do for yourself that's equally meaningful? You're going to do nothing. You're out of the game. You're a consumer unit that failed. Whoa. These programs get so passionate. Oh. Somebody said the other day, my friend said, you're so cute when you get angry. I said, I bet I am. Then you're going to see a lot of cuteness coming down the pipe in the days and months ahead. We are here with Howard Martell, a longtime senior monitor. We have many other monitors in the room, such as Wallace Johnson, our senior monitor, who upset me so dire the other day. It's a cold day of the year. I don't have any heat. I don't have any hot water. And Wallace says, it's 82 degrees in Alameda, and I wanted to jump through the strangle him. Shut up, Wallace. Oh, it's always beautiful in Alameda. Just don't get on my case. It was freezing here. We had no heat, no hot water. Welcome to the East Coast, Wallace Johnson. Our life is not as peachy sometimes as it might seem. We have Tanya Vick, as I said, and Patrice Porter, who's our white rabbit. She hops around and collects stuff. What we're astonished by is the legs of these programs. They have an incredible life. Shelf life seems to be whatever they could be. What do you think about that? Just by sitting here talking, telling the truth, we're creating a cultural information in art form.
Mm-hmm. We are. We are uplifting
but
people.
Not,
we're helping them.
But not for Carl Johansson. Carl Johansson doesn't get it. Jim Froberg, come and say hi to us. We have a special offer. By the time we're finished, I have my motivation is this. There's a marvelous poem by Senator Taylor Coleridge, the 19th century poet. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a mighty pleasure dome decree. He was writing a poem about Genghis Khan, actually Genghis Khan's son, Kubla Khan. And in those days, the world of the West sought out the East, because the East was the more cultivated, the more they had better invention, they had silk, they had spices, they had transportation, they had everything that we lacked in the West. I am not trying to scrape nothing. I am just, now listen, Mr. Johansson, I am Dr. Lant, the CEO. Here I am with Howard Martell. Would you allow us to analyze your situation carefully and specifically right now on the line so that everybody can see what you're doing right, if you are, or what you're doing wrong, if you are. Are you ready for this? And Mr. Froberg, the same for you. You ready for a little analysis? And I want everyone to see that Mr. Johansson starts off by defaming the company. He says, how much money you are extorting from people. We're not extorting a penny. Never have. Over the course of 23 years, never will. And you know what, Mr. Johansson? You owe me an apology. As a representative of these good people all over the world that have abandoned to save your hide, you have a lot of audacity and completely erroneous, misplaced boldness by telling us that we're extorting. We are not extorting, but you are stupid. In the morning, you will still be stupid, and we will still not be extorting. Now, what do you think about that? I never allow a negative comment, no matter how picky you, no matter how significant a person stand. I'm telling you, Johansson, this is not a place of extortion. This is a place of higher education and higher profitability for people all over the world, including you, if you get off your high horse. Howard, you want to do some history? Read him the lesson.
I'm not even going to comment on what he said.
Yes, you are. Of course you're going to comment. Let me tell you something.
Well,
you know what? You know why Michael Dukakis never became president of the United States? You want to know why? Because everything that George W. Bush, 41, as they call him, said, which is inimical to what Dukakis stood for and was, Dukakis said, I'm above that. He defames me. He defames my link to the Constitution. Yes, he did. And Dukakis went from a 23-point lead in the polls to losing the election. You will respond to this, and you will do it brilliantly, Howard, with nuance and finesse. Go for it. And now we're going to see Howard Martell as Pitbull. Whoopee.
So, Carl, I'm not being extorted up here. I'm making money thanks to the tools that George Kosh, our guru, has invented. Thanks to the leadership that Dr. Lant has instilled in us monitors. We volunteer our time up here. We close deals for you. We change lives. And we also educate each other. I've got so much education thanks to Dr. Lant and his historic perspective as being a historian. He has helped me grow my business. He even helped me being one of my references for my jobs that I've been working. Yes, I do work on top of World Profit. The fact of it is that World Profit has helped me sustain my lifestyle while I wasn't working, while I was going to school, and I don't make excuses. That's what veterans don't do. Veterans don't complain. We just do what's required to be successful on the internet.
Now, I'm going to say something, and we'll see. Mr. Johansson, if you are a person of equity, honesty, and integrity, you will understand that you rushed in where angels fear to tread. You opened your mouth before you opened your book, and you understood the issues of things. You accused us of extortion, and that's simply not going to be allowed. Mr. Johansson, apologize to me and to the people of this community, and I will then help you. In other words, once you've admitted that you were made a boo-boo, I'm going to come in and save your bacon. And nobody else is going to do that. Is that a fair thing to do, members? Is it fair for me to make Mr. Johansson apologize to us for rushing in here and using high and completely bloated language and no truth whatsoever? I'm not allowing that. No one attacks anyone in this company but me. Is there any attacks going on? It'll come from me, nobody else. Patricia Porter is always on the cutting edge of equity and integrity. Mr. Johansson, what's it to be? More conspicuous foolery or truth, justice in the American way? You tell me right now. This will be good. If this is a true gentleman, man, he will admit that he made a mistake, and I will embrace him as the friendship of professionals. If he doesn't, then we know he's a charlatan himself. Oh, I love my job. I just can't get enough of it. So I don't eat, so I don't sleep. What difference does it make? Now, Mr. Johansson, we're going to give you 2 minutes to pen an appropriate, flowery, but judicious apology. Come along. You see, this is the point where he has to utter the most difficult words of the English language. I'm sorry. I was wrong. And Jim Origin, click on the green box and watch the video. Mr. Johansson, your masculinity, your status in society, your civic worthiness is all being looked at right this minute. Never, ever let a negative comment go by unanswered. Michael Dukakis learned the very hardest way there was me. You didn't know that, did you, Mr. Martello? You didn't know that he threw the presidency away by being above the battle. No one's above the battle. We're all in this battle together. Now, Mr. Johansson is proving to my point. We gave you the opportunity to take it back. We gave you the opportunity to tell us you were wrong. We gave you the opportunity to say the most difficult words of the English language. I am sorry. And there he sits. This is not a man of business. This is a man of anger and, shall we say, misappropriation of words. My God Almighty. He wants to we'll look at his books. Well, Mr. Martello, today has been a day with high drama and the winds of change.
It must be just they see my name and it's like, oh, it's time to come on in and try to extort us. That is a bunch of crap.
First of all, extortion is an extremely nasty word.
It
implies the use of threat to provide a given outcome. There's no. I wish I had some power. You know what my power with the monitors is? Zippo. They come and go as they like. They change my wordings of my blurbs at will. They tell me listen. In this caboose, I may be called the primus inter pares, which means the first of equals. And I got news for you. That first is at the last part of the caboose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm under no illusions about my magnificent international power. Yes, I'm a power mad megalomaniac, but you don't see much of that on this screen. People even come to my house like Howard Martell and eat your food. You don't even get your own food around here. Mr. Oyan, yes. Well, Jim, did you watch the video? Did you watch the video? I like this Live Business Center more and more. It's of course came about in December 16th, 2006. And the bottom line is that since that time, we've been in a position to hold people accountable for the dribble that they write.
And they're not used to that online because they're not part of those little trolls that want to post things and don't hold themselves accountable. Or as we call them, cyber bullies.
Cowardice. Now, Howard, I'd like you to help Mr. Jan in his query before we go on. And today, again, we've had another terrific day.
Where is the video at? Where is the video at? Oh. That button go away? Jim, you have a problem with the video, correct?
No, it's part of the 7th. It's not part of Send D7. You didn't read the whole thing.
Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry. There you go, Jim.
It's the second half of this button.
I gotcha. I see now.
If you can't trip up the monitors that you love, who can you trip up in this life? I really want to know. We have come to the end. We have 3 minutes left. What is your Patrice Porter must come up, and then Howard can say his adieus, and then I shall say my last tweak. Patrice, come up and greet thy auditors.
Good day again, Dr. Lant. I thought it was a very rousing program, and it was quite the ending of.
Well, you have to let some person in your life and call you and
no,
extorting money off of us people. That's it.
Yeah,
that is fighting words.
It's amazing the value you get here for that meager price. That you haven't changed that price in over 12 years.
Don't say that to me. I'm an art collector, and every time I think of that, I faint.
And it's sad that people can't see that and have to go around to belittling people or whatever to try to boost themselves up, and you got nothing.
Well, you can just see them in his lazy boy recliner, watching right-wing diatribes about women and children, etc. I mean, we do characterize ourselves.
And if you want to catch the replay
right here first, folks.
The replay of today's program, it'll be up on our new World Profit Tube at www.worldprofittube.com and on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter. And you can catch some earlier programs on the YouTube channel Pat Porter. And also check my Home Business Central at www.20waystoprofit.com, and the business I've created here with the tools and resources of World Profit to help people create abundance by gardening, and that's at www.gardeningforfoodsecurity.com. And with that, I shall say my adieus and see you on the next Anything Goes, 1 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now.
You revolutionary, you. Look at the little revolutionaries. Okay, first of all, we are going to have a couple of last words from Howard Martell, who's been very helpful today. Namaste. Well, you'll learn never to say the motivation around me ever again.
Of course. I explain, but I truly believe that you need to have.
Now, let me put it to you this way. The reason you're saying this is because you have a room full of motivational tapes, which shouldn't be in the garbage. And you are trying to save your motivational
I don't have any. I have YouTube.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I have your books.
Does YouTube play in your house? Yes. Is it therefore on your property? Yes. Well, there you are.
Yes. But I don't physically have the product. I physically have your books, which if anybody wants to read how to market, how to put copyright together, read those books that Dr. Lant has. He's got numerous amounts of them, and guess what? They still pertain to what we do today, the 21st century.
Yes, they have legs.
They have legs and they grow. And they have valuable content, just like what World Profit provides. They provide us everything we need to be successful on the internet. If I didn't have this, I wouldn't be making money that I'm making here. I wouldn't be able to help people globally change their lives while also making it a more friendlier environment on the internet. The fact of it is that you want to be trained by George Kosh, plain and simple. He gives us everything we need to be successful. And I tell people this, the only thing he doesn't give us is the will to succeed.
Yes, the motivation, which you have to supply for yourself. Will to succeed is just another percent of information. Anyway, we could toss Professor Martell back into the pond where he can rusticate for a while, thinking of his Millie's theories. We've seen it here. By the way, for those of you that have been with us for a long time, you've seen Howard Martell grow up from a shy, still shy comparatively, Navy guy, he's out of control now. And we like it that way. And I never tell him what to say. Why?
No,
and that could be considered as a
never.
sign of laziness, inertia, or whatever.
No.
Or high policy.
I can freely speak my mind just like you do. And that's what's great about
God
this
knows he
community,
does
is
too,
that we
folks.
tell people the truth. It's not,
And that
it
happened,
is
though.
not coerced out of me. I'm not under arrest right now by some North Korean or something because we played the interview. I mean, come on.
Listen, we'll talk about the interview another day. That it's one of the most brilliant hoaxes slash public relations ploys in the history of the world. I love it. It speaks to me. It speaks to me with passionate pride. Who is the next monitor, by the way? I see several of you that it could be. Who is the next monitor? Is it old Chris? Is it Tanya Bick?
So,
Mr.
Christopher
Chris.
Ninnis.
Okay, Christopher Ninnis. I want you to bring up Alan, I think his name is Johnson. Where is he? When he comes in, he needs to. He was here a moment ago, but he's having sound problems. Please, this word, Ninevize him. If he survives that, inoculation, he'll survive anything. But this is Dr. Lant. I want to thank everybody again for coming. These programs are therapeutic. We deal with subjects that other people daren't touch, and we do it under the anything goes rubric. Right here in the middle of Harvard Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts, the home of Harvard University, right across the street, home of my 2 degrees from Harvard, and we love it here. We are in the center of the internet, along with all the other important companies. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you a little later on tonight, just as my capacity as the CEO, and then tomorrow again at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will talk about anything goes. And by that time, someone somewhere should have done something really stupid. We can make dogs dinner. That happened.